Hello YouTube, I'm back already. Wow, it's only been like a week and I'm posting another video. That is a record. But today I'm going to be making a healthy recipe to make for dinner or lunch or whatever, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I'm going to be making homemade shepherd's pie, and it's super low carb, super low fat, and very, very high in protein, and it's delicious. And then I'm also going to share my little pumpkin pancake bowl with you guys as well, because you know I got a couple requests about that, so I'm going to share that. So let's start with the shepherd's pie. I'm just going to grab all the ingredients and I'll show you guys. This is all the ingredients you need. So I put in 3 packs of ground chicken. You can just use 2 if you don't want to use so much, but I just like it when it's super high in protein. So I got extra lean ground chicken, and there's only 2 grams of fat, 22 grams of protein per, I think, 100 grams or whatever. So I'm going to use all 3 of those. And then we got non-fat plain Greek yogurt and a big head of cauliflower, whatever, everyone makes fun of the way I say it. And then some frozen vegetables, peppers, what are these called, mushrooms, and then some cashew milk or almond milk, and some flour and seasoning salt. And that is all you need. Okay, so first things first, yes, I'm still in my pajamas because it's my day off from the gym and I just feel like it. So first things first, I'm going to cut up or just like rip apart the cauliflower and boil it in some water. And then I'm gonna chop up all the other stuff like the peppers, onions, mushrooms, and everything. And then I'll put it all in the pan, but I'll show you guys. Realize how bad that angle was. I feel like you couldn't see anything, but I'm also going to put in like 2 cloves of garlic in to boil with the cauliflower, and then blend them up together too when we're ready. And then I'm just going to cut up everything else and get the meat cooking, and I'll show you. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is that I weigh everything before I put it in. So I weighed the meat, I weighed all the vegetables and everything, and then I just write it down on a pad so that eventually, like when I'm done, I can add an ingredient or a recipe to my Fitness Pal and get the accurate macros for it, which I will show you guys how I do that when we're done. But I also weighed the pan that I put it into so that I know how much this weighs, and then I can know how much, you know, the whole thing weighs altogether, so I can divide it up into, you know, the proper serving sizes and find out how much a serving size is, if that makes sense. But now I'm gonna just cook up the meat, and then I'm gonna add in all the vegetables and everything. So let's do it. Threw in the onions and mushrooms and got a couple peppers in there. So I'm going to cook all that up together and then add the last of the vegetables once it's like almost cooked. And then we will blend up the cauliflower with the Greek yogurt to make the potato-like topping. So yeah. Okay, so now that is pretty much cooked, I'm going to add the rest of the peppers and then also some frozen vegetables as well, which I weighed out. They're actually only 200 grams, not 500. Yeah, so I'm gonna add this. This is like extremely full and really hard to stir around, so everything keeps going overboard. But anyway, so I'm gonna let that sit, and then we're gonna blend up the cauliflower now because it's ready. Okay, so now we are going to blend up the Greek yogurt with the cauliflower. So I put about 140 grams of Greek yogurt in here, and then adding all the cauliflower, and then I'll probably put like some seasoning salt in there and a little bit more garlic because we love the garlic. Okay, so it's very frustrating to blend it because it's so thick that it doesn't blend very well, so you have to stir it around a lot and blend it a lot. But this is what it should look like a potato, like a mashed potato like consistency. And yeah, so we're gonna put that aside and then add in some more stuff to the meat. Okay, so I'm gonna add in about half a cup of cashew milk or almond milk, whichever one. And then we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of flour in there. That's just gonna make it like kind of like thick and gravy-like almost. So yeah, and then I might add a little bit more cashew milk depending on how it is, because it's kind of like large. So this is pretty much done. See at the bottom, it's kind of like liquidy kind of. I don't know. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, but I find it does. So definitely add in the almond milk and flour. And then we're just gonna add it to the pan and then put it in the oven. That's it. All right, so here is the first layer, all the meat and the vegetables and everything at the bottom. And then we're gonna put the cauliflower potato thing on the top and just kind of smear it around evenly so it covers the entire top of it. All right, so this is what it should look like. And then I'm just gonna sprinkle some stuff on the top. Cayenne pepper, just throw it on the top, make it look pretty kind of. And then a little bit more of some Himalayan pink salt. So now we're just gonna put it in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, obviously. And then cook it until it's like kind of brown at the top. I don't really know how long it takes. I think like 40 minutes or so. But just like keep checking it until it's, you know, a little bit brown on the top. Okay, so now if we're adding a recipe into my fitness pal. So I already weighed the pan, but all together this weighs 4,052 grams. So I'm gonna subtract 1,600 grams, which is how much the pan weighs. I'm gonna subtract that from that, and then whatever that gives me, I don't know because I suck at math, that'll be my total, like what that actually weighs. And then I'm just gonna divide that number by however many servings I want. So I think this will give me about, let's go with like 8 or 10 servings. So I'm gonna divide that number by 10, and whatever that number gives me is gonna be my serving size in grams. So let's do it right now. Sorry, it's like kind of confusing. I'm very bad at describing things, but I'll show you. All right, so I got my calculator out. So this together weighs 2,441 grams. So I'm gonna divide that number by 10 because 10 is however many servings I want. And that gives me 244 grams. So that's how, like when I want a serving, that's how much I will put on is 244 grams. That'll be my serving size. And then I add in all the ingredients at the very end to make my recipe. So I'll screen record how I do it because I don't know how to add like another video right here yet because I don't know how to do videos very well. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in the oven and then I'll show you guys that screen recording. Okay, sorry if you can see that screen recording very well, but I just manually entered in all the ingredients, weighed them beforehand, and then yeah, just entered them all in. And the macros for this per serving, which again is 244 grams, is 28 grams of protein, 2.3 grams of fat, and 7 grams of carbs. So super low carb, super low fat, high in protein. A delicious dinner that you can make, and then, you know, since it's so low in carbs, you can just like add like another carb side to it if you wanted, but it's so good. Okay, it is done. It got a little, I think